Andrew McCart, IFL TV, delighted for the first time this week to catch up with Mr. Frank Smith. Frank, I love that weigh-in. That was enjoyable with the numbers behind it. Is that all your idea? Are you going to take all the credit?
I come up with a lot of ideas, but that wasn't my idea. I think it was actually Callum in the office. We've been coming up with a lot of stuff. We've been working on improving the product, and it's not just fights are obviously the most important thing, but it's the look and feel. You know, we want to get people interested. These are the kind of things that get people's buy-in. You know, but we will always remain that the fights are most important. So don't worry, we'll never forget that.
No, but that's the thing. You're the business side of things, right? You know that you've got to sell the fights to make the money as the businessman in the operation. Now, the presser, the weigh-in, that's part of it. And what you done yesterday with the press conference, and how long of a process was that to come up with all these different ideas in the boardroom and whatnot? How long of a process was that, and how long has this been on your mind?
Yeah, look, a year ago, Eddie will take credit for it.
Of course.
A year ago, I said we needed a rebrand. Ross Garrity for the last year has worked tirelessly, you know, with our agency Two Circles to create what you see now.
11B.
Yeah, but it's more than just what you see a logo. It's more about the detail and the data behind our brand and what we've done for 40 years. This was I can't tell you how many hundreds of hours were spent working through this and going into all the deep dive of it. We felt that it was tired, and most people in boxing were tired, and we didn't want to fall into that same rut. You know, it was about trying to do things differently. So yeah, about a year ago we started on the rebrand, and then all of these ideas, when we were launching the rebrand, it was about everything has to change with it. You know, some of these ideas came up this week. We finalised the press conference on Wednesday night. We finalised this on Thursday night. That's what that's our business. We're in events, we do it. And there's going to be changes, there's going to be improvements. I'm sure a lot of people are going to nick it, so we'll have to come up with new ideas.
Well, there you go. And I tell you what, people just think of you as a tea boy.
You're very good at tea.
But I tell you what, you're very good at acting as well, by the way. But nobody knows seen that promo with you and Eddie Hearn.
Security, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And you're getting quite... You're coming Frank the Tank.
I can have it, you know.
I can have it.
As long as you're £130 and less, then I'm in there.
There's my headline, I can have it. Listen, Frank, let's talk about the main event there tomorrow night. Jack Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. People have been saying all week, either this is a step too far for Harlem, or it's his coming out party. What do you think?
No, look, I think it's a step up in levels for Harlem Eubank. Of course it is. He hasn't operated at this level. But this is his opportunity to show where he deserves to be. Jack Catterall has got the pressure on him as well, coming off the back of that loss. You know, he needs to deliver in this fight. So, yes, it's a step up, but fighters have to take step ups. And I think Harlem could have had tough fights as well against other opponents that would have delivered him less of a commercial, and he would have found it harder to come back from. Jack's obviously operated at world level, you know, so I think if I represented Harlem Eubank, I even believe this is no lost fight for him.
The win obviously goes on. You represent Jack though. Two losses on his record, back-to-back losses. How do you get him back though? That's a long way up, is it not? A long way back?
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, if you're willing to take fights, that's what we're into. You know, so losses, I've said a million times, shouldn't define a fighter anymore, and I don't believe they do. He's focused on winning. He sees nothing else but a win on Saturday night, obviously. But you have to. It's a tough game. We've seen it over the years. He will be focused on winning, but we go from there.
I'm glad you mentioned it's a tough game now for an 18-year-old heavyweight to come into the scene. He was with Anthony Joshua midweek with yourselves. He's stepping, there's a lot of hype about him, the next big thing, the future of the heavyweight division. As an 18-year-old, you've been around him, I've been around him, he seems cool, calm and collected. But you know yourself, when you get under them lights and it's you alone with an opponent in that ring, especially at heavyweight, one punch can change not just a fight, it can change your career. How do you manage and promote and get Leo Tang to where he needs to be, but he's still young?
Yeah, look, it's a fine balance. Obviously, you have to take it at the right speed. You know, he's 18 years old, as you say. The pressure on him is huge. But he's dealt with it this week. You know, from Tuesday, he was in London with two legends in Frank Bruno and Anthony Joshua. Then he comes up here, the media all week. It's part of the game, and he loves it. You know, and he's going to get better and better at it. The fight on Saturday night, his third fight up in the card. But he wouldn't be here if he wasn't ready for it. You know, we believe in him, we believe he can go all the way, and it's our job to build him as big as we possibly can.
Joe Cortina returns, Sky Nicholson returns, both of them looking for world title opportunities. Pat Brown's a monster, as we already know, so it's a fun card.
Yeah, very fun card. You know, you've got great talent, as you say, two former world champions in Sky Nicholson, Joe Cordina, looking to become world champions again. Two-time world champion for Sky, three-time world champion, two weight for Joe Cordina it will be. You know, so excited for those both to be back. Pat Brown as well. You know, what a talent he is. 2 fights in, his third one now in just 3 months. Excited about the future for Pat Brown. Alfie Middlemiss as well on the card. William Croller back out in a great fight against Fraser Wilkinson. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to a great night.
Tyson Fury is returning, April 18th, Wembley. He's already said, go on to Spencer Brown for tickets.
No, I bought 10. I'll take Spencer earlier. I said, give me a good price on 10 ringsides.
So it's happening then?
That was humour, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, dry.
What do you make of it then? What do you make of Tyson Fury saying he'll come back?
He's entertaining. He gets people talking. Look at us. We're here. He's been in Turkey and he's got us talking. That's what he's a specialist at.
Well, he says that if he can't get the Usyk rematch, he did say on something along the line that I will fight Joshua. Now, for you as a team, April is a long, long way away. If Tyson does come back in April, that's 19 months he's been out the ring since the Usyk rematch. Joshua's looking for a fight. Can you squeeze that fight in?
Yeah, of course. But I think AJ would have another fight before. That's always been, when you look at the timings as well, in terms of timings of the year to make fights like that work, that was always possibly going to be later. So let's see.
And one final one for me, the rematch with Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. is on.
Yeah.
Now, for me, when I go on social media, I see no, it's the same sort of rehydration clause, the same 160, and people are saying that's not fair on Chris Eubank Jr. Do you agree?
He signed up for it. You know, like at the end of the day, it's difficult. We're in a sport, right, where he's getting very healthily paid, right? And he's accepted, just like if someone said to you, Andy, here's your job, you've got to go and do this for 2 million. You feel comfortable doing
anything for 2 million.
Then you go yes or you go no, until you get to a point where you feel comfortable doing something. The rhetoric that he is, you know, being sort of put in a position, like, he's his own man. We know that. Everyone knows that. Chris Eubank Jr. makes every decision. No one else makes a decision around him, just him. And every fight he was looking at, this thing about 160, etc., every fight he was looking at was at 160. That's it. You know, so I don't read too much into it. I'm looking forward to a great fight again.
And what's the score with Chris Eubank Jr. and Boxer and
don't know anything about that? Ask Boxer's PR department, not me. We got told that Boxer no longer had any authority to represent him. Like, that's kind of telling. And then the next day they say something else. It's not out of, it's out of our hands. Our job is to work with and deliver the best opportunities for Conor Benn. We've done that. It was a 2-fight deal. We're ready to go September 20th. See you there.
Frank, I want to get my free beer
I'm on
token.
Small Talk as
Are
well.
you on Small Talk?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not getting a free beer, but I'm on Small Talk.
I'm going to get my free beer. Frank, as always,
Thanks very much.
thank you so much.
Cheers.
I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Frank.